Premier Scott Moe spoke to nearly 2,000 delegates at the SARM convention. Near the end of his address, Moe raised concerns about a looming CP strike. He called on delegates to sign a petition destined for the federal government. The petition calls on Ottawa to immediately implement back-to-work legislation for rail workers and to introduce legislation to designate rail service as an essential service to prevent future disruptions. Moe says the timing of a strike could not be worse.
Catastrophic on supply chain issues, bringing supplies into our communities, into our province, bringing our products out of our province to other areas of Canada, grain going into feedlots, for example, across the province and in the southern U.S.
Opposition MLA Trent Wotherspoon agrees that a rail strike would be detrimental to the province, but he says his party does not support the petition.
The Premier's grandstanding when he should be crystal clear with CP that it is completely unacceptable to have a rail stoppage at this time, and they need to negotiate a fair deal. This is the same Premier that couldn't say boo about a serious trade blockade on our American border that had very serious consequences for agricultural producers and others in this province.
Wotherspoon says back-to-work legislation is not necessary. The Premier says that wouldn't infringe on workers' rights or undermine negotiations.
We just cannot have another disruption with respect to any of the rail services that we receive here in the province. It's just too vital of a service for not only the Saskatchewan economy, but for Saskatchewan communities and people.
The Premier says his government and the federal government are in constant contact on the issue. The union representing rail workers say 96% of workers voted in favor of a strike. Adam Hunter, CBC News, Regina.